Well, the Ghana Chamber of Mines is criticizing government's decision to withdraw the military and other security personnel from legal mining concessions and mining communities in the country. According to the Chamber of Mines, the situation has culminated in the deterioration of security at the mines and in many mining communities. At a training program for public security officers in Cape Coast, President of the Chamber, Eric Esubontin, called for a reversal of the directive. Richard Kojinyako has more.
In the last 10 years, the minerals and mining sector's contributions to direct domestic fiscal receipts was in excess of 12 billion Ghana cedis, which translates into an average share of 18.4% of direct domestic revenue mobilized by the Ghana Revenue Authority. But the mining sector is seriously under threat, according to the president of the Ghana Chamber of Mines. At the training program for public security officers in Cape Coast, President of the Chamber of Mines, Eric Esubontin, called on government to reverse the withdrawal of security personnel that protect the mining sites.
Unfortunately, the decision of the government to withdraw its public security officers, particularly the soldiers, from the mines in general, has culminated in a deterioration of the security climate of these mines and the adjoining communities that these mines operate in. The current strategy of government to deploy its security officers to a mine only after the occurrence of serious incidents does not augur well for the operations of our members and the strategic interests of the state. Indeed, the state owns shares in most of these companies. It is common knowledge that the private security guards that our member companies contract are not equipped and trained to handle the threat posed by the armed illegal miners and other miscreants who pose grave challenges to the rule of law and the country's reputation as the bastion of mining in the West Africa sub-region and indeed in the larger continent.
The Ghana Chamber of Mines CEO says while the chamber acknowledges and respects government prerogative in deploying public security officers to protect high-value investments, they suggest that it must not be done in a manner that makes the business community worse off.
The occurrence of such preventable incidents is likely to intensify as we approach next election year, or 2020, a period that traditionally coincides with a rise in illegal mining activities and other forms of intrusions on the concessions of our member companies. It is in this regard that we appeal to the government to reconsider its stance on the deployment of public security officers to the concession of mining companies. A reversal of the decision to pull out state security personnel from the mines would not only affirm the government's touted commitment to creating a secured environment for businesses, but also provide assurance to current and potential investors in Ghana's mining sector.
The Chamber of Mines pledged its support for government community mining program to provide employment. However, they revealed some illegal miners were abusing the initiative.
It was reported at the launch of the CMP that the Minerals Commission had acquired several zones in each of the mining districts for this purpose. However, we are mindful of the unintended outcome of some people abusing the initiative to undertake illegal mining activities and encroaching on the concessions of some of our mines. Some of these illegal miners are forcefully possessing portions of the concessions belonging to mining companies and mounting billboards and signages with inscriptions of community mining. These actions have dire consequences on operations of the mines and negatively affect the image of the mining sector. Expectedly, we have drawn government's attention to this development, and we look forward to a swift resolution to bolster investor confidence.
The Chamber of Mines indicated there was no doubt that the Chamber and its members had demonstrated goodwill and exemplary commitment in supporting the state to enhance the capability of its public security officers to protect life and property, adding that it would only be appropriate for the government to provide security for assets of responsible mining firms. Richard Kojinyako, JoyNews, Cape Coast.
Now, the Trades Union Congress is charging government to stay within budgetary plans and the country's development agenda and not go back under the strenuous conditions of the International Monetary Fund. According to the TUC, the country's exit from the IMF program earlier this year is a major relief for labor unions, as it believes government can implement most of its agenda and will open up more employment opportunities. Here is more in this report. This is the first time the IMF is visiting Ghana after the country exited the credit facility program in line with Article 4 consultation meetings. The board is optimistic Ghana's economy is strong and capable of ending the year on a positive growth rate. The Trades Union Congress has applauded efforts by government to stabilize the economy without control of the IMF and maintains the country is not prepared to be under the fund's control in future. Chairman of the TUC, Richard Kwesi Abuah, charged government to be firm in its development agenda and not deviate from earlier pronouncements.
We are thankful that we are no more under IMF control. And so their coming in is also good. In a way, we need people who will be able to point to us whether we are on the right path or not. Else, we may deviate from the agenda that the nation has set for itself. And I believe the current government has an agenda, all right? So when they come, we'll open up, and whatever that they have, we'll discuss with them. But again, we don't want to go back to IMF control.
In a related development, the TUC chairman has blamed some workers of various collapsed banks for the current state of the defunct institutions.
With the banking sector, where I wouldn't say people have lost their job, with reference to Ghana Airways, at times we must call a spade a spade. Some of us workers also help at times some of these things leading to what we are experiencing now. The banking sector, unfortunately, some of them are being brought to book now, all right? Management exploitation, taking advantage of, the existing premise that they work in, all right? That has led to this. And those days, the workers also were looking on. I wouldn't say that it came on their blind eyes, but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Currently, they've lost their job, but I don't think that they've lost their future.
The TUC is embarking on an agenda to bring together all unions in the country to have a common voice in fighting for the rights of employees. Ebenezer Sabotage report. Now, financial institutions in the country are introducing various interventions to improve customer experience as part of events marking this year's Customer Service Month. EcoBank Ghana is investing more in internet banking to improve upon customer service experience. Now, speaking at the launch of the bank's Customer Service Month, Executive Director in charge of finance for Anglophone West Africa, Edward Nate detailed the various interventions being introduced for customers.
EcoBank Ghana has launched its Customer Service Month with a focus on more innovations and improved customer service engagement with clients. This year's Customer Service Week has seen several institutions, especially those in the banking sector, renew their resolve to serve customers better, as the financial service sector scored a C in a 2018 Customer Service Index. Edward Nate is the Executive Director in charge of finance for Anglophone West Africa.
Things go wrong. Technology fails. Sometimes the network might not act right. And it is not always within our control to be able to manage that. But the pledge that we make to you is not that things will not go wrong, but if they do go wrong, you have our commitment that would ensure that as quickly as possible, we are able to remedy that. You would also have noticed that we've got a contact center which deals with your needs at any point in time. So our customers are key to us. It is not just about making money for us, but it is about meeting the needs of our customers.
On his part, Group Chief Information Officer of EcoBank Ghana, Dr. Thomason Fashima, has been detailing the various internet safety modules to protect customers from cybercrime.
But today, life is easy. Today, we are offering conversational chatbots. We are currently, we've implemented it in Nigeria, we're implementing it right now in Ghana, so that when you come through our customer service to chat, we can guarantee to you that in 30 seconds you will always get a response. Because we are deploying artificial intelligence.
Ghana was ranked C from an average performance in the area of customer service relations in a 2018 Customer Service Index. The ranking, which tackled 8 sectors of the economy, also saw Ghana's public sector score a grade F in customer service.
And that's all in business for now.